The New York Times is reporting that the DuBose shooting has some officials reconsidering just how much power campus police should have in neighborhoods around the colleges they protect. Criminal defense attorney Janet Johnson joins us now for some analysis of this case. Janet, good morning to you. Before we get to that, I want to talk about the body cam video because the prosecutor has says this is what proves that Officer Tensing's account that he thought he could have been dragged underneath this car. It proves that he was not giving an honest account. That's what he says led to this indictment here. So how much will this video play into or hurt the defense?
Yeah, I mean, it does both, right? I mean, this is the ultimate, question is he mistaken when he says he thought he was being dragged, or was he lying? There's no way to necessarily prove that it was an outright lie. But, thank goodness for body cams, because it does prove he was wrong. If you're representing him as his lawyer, you certainly would want to say, well, in the heat of it, this is his perception. If you had video on everything that the police did, it would be, helpful, but it would also, change everyone's perception. So, his lawyers, I think, are going to say in the future, look, now that we look at the video, it wasn't as close a call as he thought, but in the heat of the moment, that was his perception, and that was reasonable.
And let's get to how much training a university cop would have compared to a city cop, and what rights they have in neighborhoods surrounding. Can they take it upon themselves to pull someone over for things like not having a license plate?
Well, that's still up in the air. Recently in South Dakota, the state Supreme Court said you can't do that. You can't make a DUI arrest off campus, for instance, which makes sense because we do have local municipal police, and that's their job. If they see a crime and somebody's fleeing or there's an emergency, what we call exigency in the law, yeah, then I think it's reasonable to say an officer can pursue. But to initiate an investigation for something that, the city police have the authority to do, it seems, maybe foolhardy to let them do that. I think the U.S. Supreme Court will eventually decide that.
And the question being, how much training do they actually get? Are they trained in the same way that city cops are?
Well, and I think that's hit or miss, and that's part of the problem. City cops are certified. I mean, there's a standard across the country, and we don't know that that's the case on all campuses.
Very helpful. Criminal defense attorney Janet Johnson, thanks so much.
Thanks, Lynn.